Going on content and all things digital out of home. I got some things to tell you about quick, but then I got some really smart stuff. I told you I'd tell you what happened in New York. New York was great. Some things I didn't get to, but I got plenty of reports, believe me. And the DSF reception, cocktail party, whatever you want to call it, it was great. Very well attended, and I got my share over there. The NEC party was beyond it. I'm not supposed to just talk about parties. The meetings were good too. Look, you know what? It's kind of the point now where it's the must-do. It's the Contra, like I always say. You got to go to Vegas for the DSE. You got to go to New York for Digital Place-Based Media Week. And if you don't, you know what? Shame on you. Don't call me up. Don't whine to me because you didn't know something. You go to them, those two, you'll know something. Talk about knowing something. Been working all year at Digital Signage Federation, and we launched this new, I'm going to call it the reverse RFP. You go to the website, and Jason will put it down here, and it's called the DSF In Forum, which is cool. It's like information or in the forum, in forum. All right. So here's how this thing works. And the first group to use is a very large telecommunications company. And the only reason I'm not giving their name is I don't know if I can or not. I have to find out, and I didn't find out first. But they're big. And what they did, they put out, let's call it an RFP, because they're going to launch a big network, a big digital signage network. And the way it works, it's backwards. So instead of, like a salesman goes, the Joey's Shoe Stores is going to launch a digital signage network. So they put a dozen of their people around the conference room, and then a salesman come in. And they go, oh, look, here's what we can do, and here's what we want to do, and this is what's going to cost you, and like that, buy something. Well, this is the opposite. What we do, for members only, is we schedule the network launch person, the executive that's going to be launching this network, and we put that person on the, we call it a web thing, where everybody dials in. And then all the vendors register. And we had over 50 vendors registered to come on. And by the way, this launch was going into either 25 or 30 markets from the get-go. So what happens is the person who's launching the network says, here's what I want to accomplish, and here's what I'm looking for. There's enough education now where somebody who's launching a network doesn't have to rely on the salesman from all the companies to teach them what they need to do. We have the DSF. We have access to information. We've been around a long time now. So they do all of their homework first. Now they come on the DSF In Forum, and all of the vendors are on the line. And they stand up and say, here's what I want. I need this many screens, this size screens. I want the software to do this kind of reporting. I want this kind of connectivity. I want this kind of armatures. So they basically are saying, here's everything I want. Do you want to participate? And then you get a chance to say, yes, I can do that. Or you say, you know what, I don't want to do that, and get off the phone or whatever you were watching it on. So I'm calling it a reverse RFP because it's backwards from the way we used to do it. But it was so successful and so fast. So fast. It used to be you go out on an RFP and say, oh, here's my screens or whatever it was. And then you could go weeks and months waiting for somebody to finally figure out what their network is going to look like before they can call you up and say, I want to buy something from you or not. But this way, they do all of that first before you even had to get involved. Do I sound excited about this? This is exciting stuff. This is what do you call it? A paradigm shift in how our networks are sold and how you get the business. Thank your DSF. And by the way, I'm going to ask Jason to put that lower third on here too, and hold it for a minute so you can go to the website and you can see what it looks like. Next month, December, get this part out of the way, we have our 4th quarterly board meeting for the year. It will be in Santa Monica. And again, we'll do the lower thirds. You can go to the website. I don't have to tell you all about this. And you can see where it is and when it is. If you're in Southern California and you're in our business. Now, I'm not talking about if you're in the digital screen business. If you got, the wristwatch screens and if you got the smartphone screens, you know what? You don't have to come driving to Santa Monica. But if you're in the digital out-of-home business, if you have networks out there or you're launching networks out there, our industry, you need to come to Santa Monica. Meet and greet, have a couple of cocktails, and all the information will be on there. You'll see it. All right. Now, elections coming up. I will no longer be the chairman of the Digital Signage Federation after these elections. I will be chairman emeritus, which is what Alan was this year. That's like, tell the old guy to sit at the end of the table, don't say anything, and if we want something, we'll ask you. So I'll be that old guy this year. Then I'll go back to being a young guy. I want to talk to you about these elections. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up. And I know that's not easy for me to do, and I know you're begging to listen to me. But I want you to be able to focus. We're going to do like we did last year. We're going to put up the picture so you can see who's running for the vacant board seats. With their bios, you can see what company they're with, what they do, where they come from, and like that. Keep in mind what we're trying to accomplish. We are an organization, this federation is an organization that serves all the constituencies within our industry, whether that's screens or software or research or content or wires or whatever, all of the parts in here, all of the constituencies within our industry. And there's nobody hanging around. It's like my year is over as the chairman. It's time for the younger person to come in who had a year as vice chairman. Then that person goes on to be chairman emeritus and sit at the end of the table, and another new person comes up, and new person comes up, and new person comes up. We are not the old boys network of maybe a NATB or an NAB. We're constantly moving new people in and out and building a membership, not just companies. Our membership is people. Building that membership in a growing industry means we have plenty of new people to bring through, and that's what's happening. So again, like I said, shut up and look at the scroll of who's running for office. Watch this. You saw it? Vote. You go to the website. I think you'll get it in the email, but you can go to the website anyway. 1 vote per member. And remember what we're trying to do here. All right. That's that, and that's that. Next time, I'm going to start badgering you about DSE. And I'm going to give you a preview. 2 things. 1, everybody has to attend. You don't send, I say this year after year, you don't send one person, say go to DSE and find out everything there is. It's not like we're in television. Television, you can go and say, okay, what programs are available? What do I want? We have too many different moving parts. The person who's responsible for content has to go. The person who's responsible for technology has to go. All of the different people, there's different parts for them, and your new people have to go and get certified. The second thing I'm going to badge you about is walking the floor. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start walking up to people. When I see them standing out in the aisle, like, ooh, look, what do they got in there? I'm looking in that booth, but I don't want to go in because I'm afraid somebody's going to try to sell me something. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to start pushing them. Or maybe more and worse. That's it. I told you you don't have to listen to me anymore. I'll be back to you when I get back to you, and you see me then. Goodbye.